Welcome to the third lecture on machine learning. In the today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the remaining steps of designing a learning system. The fourth step is choosing a function approximation algorithm. So in that we have two approaches, that is deriving training example from indirect training experience available to the learner and adjust the weights wi to best fit these training examples, and here we use LMS algorithm. Now the last step in the designing learning system is the final design, and we also discuss about the perspectives and issues in machine learning. At the end of this lecture, we have a better understanding of choosing approximation functions and various issues that are associated with the machine learning. The content we discussed in the previous lecture is designing a learning system. So in that we studied about choosing the training experience. In that we have again three approaches, that is getting the training experience through direct or indirect feedback. Then second approach was the training experience regarding the degree to which the learner controlled the sequence of training example, and the third approach was how well the training experience represents the distribution of examples over the final system performance. Then the second step was choosing the target function. So in choosing the target function, so we used the function mapping, that is v is a function which maps the board state to a real number. Then the third step was choosing the representation for the target function. So we use the linear combination of vectors as the equation for representing the target function. So that is v cap of b equal to w0 plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3 plus w4 x4 plus w5 xy and w6 x6, where x1 is the number of black pieces on board, x2 is number of red pieces on the board, and x3 is number of black kings on the board, and x4 is the number of red kings on the board, and xy is number of black pieces threatened by red, and x6 is number of red pieces threatened by black. Now at the last we discussed about the partial design of the checkers learning problem, and there we discussed task, performance measure, training experience, target function, and the target function representation. Now starting with the today's topic, the fourth step in designing the learning system is choosing a function approximation algorithm. Now in order to learn the target function, that is vcap, we have to have a set of training examples, each describing a specific board state b and the training value vtrain of b for the board state b. That is, each training example is an ordered pair of the form b comma vtrain of b. Now consider an example, so where a board state b in which black has won the game, and for which the target function, so vtrain of b is therefore plus 100. In the last lecture we know that the x1 represents the number of black pieces on the board and x2 represents the number of red pieces on the board. So hence here in the example, so since black has won, means there is no question of using the red pieces. So hence x1 is assigned the value 3 and x2 is 0 because x2 represent red pieces. Now x3 is given 1, x3 equal to 1 because x3 represent the black kings, and x4, x5, x6 are all 0 because they are all belong to the red. So and the value plus 100 indicate that it is a real value, which indicates it is a positive move or it is a legal move. Now in case of indirect training, experience, then we need to adjust the weights wi to best fit the training example. So hence we need to derive training when we are deriving training example from indirect experience. So when it is that is available to the learner, in such cases we need to go for estimating the training values. And the second step is we need to adjust the weights to best fit these training examples. Now let us study what is estimating training values. Now in case of indirect training or in case of indirect feedback, as we studied in the step 1, the only training information that is available to our learner is whether the game was won or lost. That is, we require training example that assigns specific scores to specific board state. While it is easy to assign a value to board state that corresponds to the end of the game, it is less obvious how to assign training values to more numerous intermediate board states that occur before the game's end. Of course, the fact that game was eventually won or lost doesn't necessarily indicate that every board state along the game path was necessarily good or bad. So maybe sometimes the program loses the game at the end, but in the beginning it may have made the good moves of very high, and that may cause to the loss because of the subsequent poor moves. Now, despite of this ambiguity in estimating training values for intermediate board states, the simple approach that we follow for estimating training values is this approach assign the training value, that is v train of b, for any intermediate board state b to be v cap of successor b. That is, where v cap is the learner's current approximation to v and successor of b denotes the next board state following b, for which it is again the program's turn to move. That is, the board state following the program's move and the opponent's response. So this rule of estimating is given as v train of b is nothing but v cap of successor of b. So what is v cap? V cap is the learner's current approximation to v, and successor of b denotes the next board state following b, for which it is again the program's turn to move. While it may be looking crazy to use the term v cap to estimate training values that will be used to refine this very same function, but we can see that we are using estimates of the value of successor b to estimate the value of board state b. That is, we can see this will make the sense if v cap tends to be more accurate for board state closer to game's end. Okay. Then the next step is, all that is remaining is to specify learning algorithm for choosing weights wi to best fit the set of training examples, that is b comma v cap of v train of b. The first step we must define is what we mean by the best fit to the training data. So how we can say the training data is best fitted? So one standard approach is to define the best hypothesis or the set of weights as that which minimizes the squared error e between the training values and the values predicted by the hypothesis v cap. So that is, E is similar to summation of v train of b minus v cap of b whole square. So that is, v cap of b is the value predicted and v train of b is the training value. So that is, if we get a less squared error, so then we say that the training data is best fitted. In our checkers learning case, we need an algorithm that will incrementally refine the weights as new training example become available, and that will be robust to errors in the estimated training values. Now, one such algorithm is the least mean square or LMS training rule. Now, what this rule is, for each observed training example, so it adjusts the weights a small amount in the direction that reduces the error on this training example. So this algorithm is performing a stochastic gradient descent search through the space of the possible hypotheses to minimize the squared error A. So what is the meaning of stochastic gradient descent? So that we study in the while studying the artificial neural networks. Now the LMS weight update rule, so how it is updating the weight is, now it takes the input b comma weight train of b and it uses the current weight to calculate the updated weights or the v cap of b. Now for each weight wi, the update weight can be calculated using wi, that is new wi is nothing but old wi plus eta v train of b minus v cap of b into xi, where eta is a small constant, so that is used to moderate the size of the weight update. Xi is the feature, then v train of b is the training value, v cap of b is the predicted value. Now how this LMS rule works? Now suppose if the difference, that is v train of b minus v cap of b, is 0, means if there is no difference in the predicted weight and the existing weight, then it indicates that there will be no weight change. Okay, so that is v train of b minus v cap of b is 0, then old weight equal to new weight. There is no change in the weight. When v train of b minus v cap of b is positive, so when that is positive is when v cap of b is very low, when v cap of b is too low, then the difference v train of b minus v cap of b is positive. Then each weight is increased in proportion to the value of its corresponding feature. So this will raise the value of v cap of b, thus reducing the error. Now if the value of some features of xi is 0, suppose if some of the features of xi is 0, then the entire again the product term will be 0, that is eta into v train of b minus v cap of b is 0. So which means that again there will be no change in the weight, means then the weights are not altered regardless of the error, so that only weights updated are those whose features actually occur on the training example. The next step is coming to the final design. The final design of the checker learning system can be described by 4 distinct program modules that represent the central components in many learning systems. The first is the performance module or the performance system, and it is the module that must solve the given performance task, and in this case it is playing checkers by using learned target function. It takes an instance of a new problem as input and produces a trace of its solution as output. The strategy used by performance system to select its next move at each step is determined by the learned VCAP evaluation process. Then the second step is the critic. The critic takes input the history or the trace of the game which was produced by performance system and produces as output a set of training examples of the target function. Each training examples in this case corresponds to some game state in the trace along with an estimate vtrain of the target function value for this example. So the critic is nothing but the equation that we have written. Vtrain of b is nothing but v cap of successor of b, that is this rule, that is vtrain of b is nothing but v cap of successor of b, so that is called a critic. Next, the next task is the generalizer. Now generalizer takes input the training examples and produces an output hypothesis, that is its estimate of the target function. It generalizes from the specific training examples, hypothesizing a general function that covers these examples and other cases beyond the training example. Now in our case, the generalizer corresponds to LMS algorithm and the output hypothesis is the function vcap described by the learned weight W0 to W6. The generalizer takes input from the critic and produces an output hypothesis. Then the last step is the experiment generator. So experiment generator takes input from the generalizer, that is the current hypothesis, and outputs a new problem, that is an initial board state for the performance system to explore. Now the role of the experiment generator is to pick new practice problem that will maximize the learning rate of the overall system. Now the design choices what we made for checkers learning problem produce specific instantiations for the performance system, critic, generalizer and experiment generator. Many machine learning systems can be usefully characterized in terms of these four generic modules. The sequence of design choices made for checker program is summarized in this figure. So this figure tells the design, but the thing here is the first step is, that is the at the top we have a determined type of training experience. So we know that there is an indirect training feedback and direct training feedback and the distribution. So and the next step is to determine the target function. So here we have the board move, then board value. So we have used the real number, that is board v is a function which maps from board state to the value. Then the third step is the determined representation of learned function. So we can use a polynomial function. We have used a linear function, linear combination of vectors with 6 features, or we can also use the artificial neural networks. Then the fourth step is determine learning algorithm. So we can use a linear programming or a gradient descent, and at the last we have a final design. Okay. So these design choices what we have made are being constrained the learning task in a number of ways. For example, we have restricted the type of knowledge that can be acquired to a single linear evaluation function. Further, we have constrained this evaluation function to depend on only 6 specific board features provided. If the true target function v can indeed be represented by linear combination of these particular features, then our program has a good chance to learn it. If not, then the best we can hope for is that it will learn a good approximation, since program can certainly never learn anything that it cannot at least represent. The next step or the next topic is what are the perspectives in machine learning. So machine learning involves a very vast hypothesis space search. That is, it involves searching a very large space of possible hypotheses to determine the one that best fits the observed data and any prior knowledge held by the learner. For example, consider the space of the hypothesis that could in principle output by the discussed checkers learner. So this hypothesis space consists of all evaluation functions that can be represented by some choice of values for weight W0 to W6. Now the learner's task is thus to search through this vast space to locate the hypothesis that is most consistent with the available training examples. The LMS algorithm for fitting weights achieves this goal by iteratively tuning the weights, adding a correction to each weight each time the hypothesized evaluation function predicts a value that differs from the training value. This algorithm, that is LMS algorithm, works well when the hypothesis representation considered by the learner defines a continuously parameterized space of potential hypotheses. So then next is what are the different issues or challenges faced in the machine learning. So the field of machine learning is concerned with answering the questions such as the following. Now, what algorithm exists for learning the general target function from specific training example? In what setting will particular algorithms converge to the desired function given sufficient training data? Which algorithm performs best for which types of problems and representations? Then next is how much training data is sufficient. So if we have a training data of 100 values or 1000 values or 10,000 values, so what should be the minimum need of data set values? Then what general bounds can be found to relate the confidence in learned hypothesis to the amount of training experience and the character of the learner's hypothesis space? When and how can prior knowledge held by the learner guide the process of generalizing from example? So can prior knowledge be helpful even when it is only approximately correct? So this part is being inculcated in the Bayesian learning, where we use the prior probability to find out the to predict the class of the new data value. So what is the best strategy for choosing a useful next training experience, and how does the choice of this strategy alter the complexity of the learning problem? So the next issue is how can the learner automatically alter its representation to improve its ability to represent and learn the target function. So these are some of the issues which are to be addressed in the study of machine learning. Now what we discussed in the today's lecture is, so we discussed the two remaining steps of designing a learning system, where the fourth step was choosing a function approximation algorithm, and the fifth step was the final design. So in the approximation algorithm, so we studied estimating training values and adjusting the weight using LMS weight update rule. In the final design, we studied that any machine learning or any learning problem can be described with the four modules, that is performance system, critic, generalizer and experiment generator. Now next we discussed about the perspectives in machine learning. So that is, machine learning involves searching a very large space of hypotheses to determine one that best fits the observed data and any prior knowledge held by the learner. Then we looked into various issues that are to be addressed while studying the machine learning. So the current lecture falls under the category of Bloom's taxonomy level 3 because we are using the squared error and the weight update rule, that is wi equal to wi plus eta v train of b minus v cap of b, which is a mean squared error representation or the minimization optimization technique which are being applied for the checkers learning problem. So hence that is the application level knowledge. Okay, so hence the current lecture falls under the category of L3. So that's for the today's class. Thank you.